Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. I am your host, the incomparable, the infamous, the unstoppable one himself, Terrence Lefteridge, and we look forward to you joining us on each and every episode of the Unstoppable Story Show because we want to help you focus more on what you're able to do and less on those things that are stopping you. Now, we got a special episode today because it's the BTBY Takeover. Yes, the BTBY Becoming the Best You conference is coming to the Lou, coming to St. Louis, February 17th through the 19th. And we want you to have your face in the place or join us virtually. So go on over to our website that we'll be putting up in just a second to let you know how you can be a part of it. Go on over to comechangeyourlife.com. 3 days of life changing experience. 3 days where hopefully by the time you leave, you will have gone from good to better to best. Because here at BTBY, we don't let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. We've got over 35 speakers, 16 different breakout groups. We're going to have a black tie dinner, a comedian, musicians, DJs, everything for a full immersive experience for your mind, your body, and your soul. And it's priced so affordable that anybody and everybody should want to be there. If 2023 is your year of completion, if it's your year where you want to become the best version of yourself. So, we're going to have one of our speakers from the BTBY conference on today. She is a lovely woman and she has a heart of gold. Her name is Erin Page, and you'll get to meet her in just a second. But first, let's give you a sneak peek of what you will see if you have your face in the place February 17th for the Becoming the Best You conference. We'll be right back.
It's your time, and the Becoming the Best You conference in St. Louis is where you want to be. This 3-day event featuring over 35 impactful speakers with 16 breakout sessions to choose from will help you achieve the best of your life for the rest of your life. Come and dance the night away on Saturday night at the Black Tie Affair and enjoy the live entertainment as we close out Tickling Your Funny Bone with comedian Jeremy Nunez. Get your tickets today and we'll see you there.
Yes, yes, yes. Get your tickets today, and we will see you there in the Lou at the wonderful Clayton Hotel for the Becoming the Best You conference. And you'll see my mug in there, but you'll also see this lovely lady who's on the screen. She is beautiful on the inside and out, and she gets you to tap into your heart-centered moments. She is a phenomenal coach. She is a phenomenal speaker, and I'm glad to say she is one of my friends. Welcome to the Unstoppable Stories Show, Erin Page. How are you, Erin?
Hello, Terrence. It's so nice to be
Yes,
with you.
yes, yes, yes. My
Invitation.
fingers are a little short, so I can't do it as well as you.
Well, it's an
Welcome back to
unstoppable
the show.
day. Well, thank you so
Yes,
much.
it
I really
definitely
appreciate it.
is. How have you been?
I have been unstoppable, really and
All
truly. And I
right.
have to tell you, Terrence, that I was really digesting and kind of breaking down your word, your unstoppable uh, concept of, good, better, best, and that
Uh-huh.
able, unstoppable, and you've that able. And you know what? We are unstoppable. I was really
Absolutely.
tapping into that this morning before the show. And I'm unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Everyone out there is unstoppable. There's nothing that can stop you except yourself. So I really
Absolutely.
wanted to really just address that you influenced me and elevated me today when I really tapped into that word and your platform. So thank you for that.
Well, I'm glad it is seeping into your unconscious and you are really buying into it as well. You know, for those who haven't heard it before, and if you're a regular on my show, you have heard me talk about that. It's actually three words in one: the the no, the not, the things that usually take us into the second word, the stop. That's those things that stop us, those negative energies, those negative statements, those forks in the road, those obstacles that seem to stop us right in our tracks if we continue to focus on them. But I love the last four letters in that word, the ABLE, those things that you are able to do in spite of the obstacles that are stopping you, those things you are able to do in spite of the forks in the road that you might find yourself in, those things you are able to do despite the no's, the nots, the cannots that come into each and every one of our lives. And we have those each and every day if we're honest with ourselves. But the key, just like you said, is to take the time to focus on those things that you are able to do. When you're able to focus on those things that you can do, in spite of the things that you may not be able to do, because I don't believe in the word can't. I just say you may not be able to do right now, then that's when you become unstoppable. So I appreciate you for sharing those thoughts with us today. But let's talk a little bit about you. For the people who may not have met you before, who is Erin Page?
Well, Aaron Page is a lot of different things, but where my passion lies is to bring people into a more heart centered space in their life. Because we can talk about the obstacles and we can talk about the abilities that we have to overcome that. But when we can really tap into a heart centered space and come from that space in of caring and talk about a four-letter word. My favorite word is love, and my acronym for love is let optimal vibrations enter. Let optimal vibrations enter. And it's really, that's where my passion lies, is to bring people into that heart-centered space to be able to approach obstacles in life, because as you said, we deal with those every single day, and sometimes we get stopped by them, and sometimes we decide to head a different direction, and we find out ways that we are able to overcome those obstacles. And if we can come at it with a heart-centered vibration, it actually is presented differently, and there's science behind it. There's science behind the fact that the heart and its frequency, if you believe in radio waves, then you believe in frequencies. And, think about the heart. I mean, if someone is having heart issues, what happens? They pump us with electricity, lots of voltage, right? So there's
Mm-hmm.
we really want to pump up the frequency within our heart space, because those vibrations and that frequency, wherever we are, if we're in an angry state, then our heart vibrations are going to be radiating outward towards people and interacting with people in that state. Or if we are in a love-based state, and those frequencies are going outward and they're affecting other people. And people will notice. I mean, think about it, Terrence. I'm sure that you and everyone that's watching has walked into a room before or been around someone or a situation where it felt the energy was off. And I
Yeah.
can guarantee that the room or whoever they're interacting with, their heart space was not in the right alignment. Uh,
Absolutely.
and so, just think about that. If you've ever had that experience, it's you can show up differently. You can, show up in a room, and you can actually start to change because that frequency is going outward from the heart. You can actually affect the people around you, and they don't even know it. So that's
Yeah.
ultimately that's my favorite thing to do, is to bring people or make people aware. I think that that's the biggest thing with, any obstacle or any knowledge, is to become aware of what's going on around you, know what your abilities are, know how you, because it's only about you are the only person that can make those changes, not other people. You can't rely on other people, but you can actually show up differently and affect the whole room. And then that's when you really become a better version of yourself. And that's what the conference is all about.
Absolutely. And I knew I was aligned with this lovely lady, because what you just said, we going back to the word able and unstoppable, I broke it down into acronyms just like you. And the A stands for awareness. Before you can put into action those things that you're able to do, you have to be aware of the things that you're able to do. And many times those other two words, the on and the stop, we focus so much on the things that we can't do that we're not aware of those things. A baby, when they're first starting out, they can't walk, but they become aware that they can crawl. And then as they get better and better in crawling, they become aware that, hey, these arms can lift me up. And then the next thing you know, they're standing on their legs. It's all a level of awareness. And in that awareness turns the actions that we do once we become aware of the things that we do. And then adding on to what you said about those heart-centered vibrations, we've all had those experiences where we're in a room and someone walks into the room and like you said, the energy just changes. And you that common phrase is, man, that person walked in the room and just everything about the room just seemed to change. Sometimes for the negative and sometimes for the positive. It's those vibrations that we set off by being unique individuals and being aware of what we bring to a room when we walk into a room. Would you agree with that statement?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's almost like, the energy gets sucked out of the room, right?
Yes.
And you can feel yourself just kind of, I don't know what it is, even just, if you're sitting at a table next to someone and you're like, there's something funky going on. And the thing about it, Terrence, is that it takes just as much energy to come at a situation with a negative attitude as it does to come at it from a positive perspective.
Yes.
So which would you prefer, right? Because
Absolutely.
it takes just as much energy both ways. So, that's where let optimal vibrations enter. Don't let fear, doubt, everything seep in, because that's taking up just as much energy.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. Definitely. And this beautiful lady is going to let optimal vibrations enter when she enters the room February 17th through the 19th at the Becoming the Best You conference. So you definitely want to check out Erin Page while you are there. And the best way to get there, go on over to the website, comechangeyourlife.com. We want to see your face in the place in St. Louis at the beautiful Clayton Hotel. 3 days of the BTBY experience. Come on over to comechangeyourlife.com. Get your tickets right now. And if by chance, some reason you can't be there in person, we've got virtual tickets starting as low as $45. So you can catch all of the great information that Erin is going to share from the comfort of your room. Now, when we come back with the Unstoppable Story shows, we have another speaker that's going to be on the stage at the Becoming the Best You conference, and we'll introduce him to you after this. The show is sponsored by BTBY, an affiliate of Be Better Now Incorporated, where we provide speaker training, coaching, and media representation so that you can become the best version of yourself. The Unstoppable Story Show will be right back.
One of the best conferences of the year is finally here, Becoming the Best You Conference. Join us live or virtually and hear from the greatest speakers in the country. Brenda Ringwood, Terrence Lethbridge, Stacey Wahey, Arcavius Armstrong, Dr. Lotus Richey, Regina Platt, Dr. Rick Fulton, Anthony Russo, Chuck Doyle, Dr. Ruben West, Jennifer Lauren, Jessica Moyer, Dr. Jawanda Rollins-Fells, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, Indy Nam, Tracy Randolph, Isabel Black, Sarah Minguez, Jill Reynolds, Kevin Wilson, Saccone Prince, Definitely Holly, Chuck Prison, Dr. Michael Freeland, Tommy Morgan, Prince Michael, James Griffin, Charlotte White, Aaron Page, Jeremy Nunez, Jeff Markinet Jr., Belton Showell III. Becoming the Best You Conference, February 17th through the 19th, 2023. Clayton Plaza Hotel, St. Louis, Missouri. Get your tickets today.
Absolutely. Get your tickets today for the BTBY experience in St. Louis, Missouri, where you will see our lovely Aaron Page, who is in our other segment. And you will also see, speaking of being positive and what choice would you rather have, let's have our positive person, our motivational coffee cup, Chuck Doyle's in the building. Hey, Chuck, how are you?
What's going on, people?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Busy as always, man. How you doing?
Man, I am doing fine. And thank you so much for taking a little bit of your busy schedule to come and talk to us a little bit. Coffee Cup, Chuck Doyle, bringing that positivity each and every morning and each and every week on his podcast. You're going to be new to the BTBY stage. So before we get started, why don't you just take a second and tell the audience a little bit about who Chuck Doyle is?
So, I am one of the most positive people you'll probably ever meet. A lot of people call me Coffee Cup Chuck, but I love to go by just simply Chuck. I own an electrical lighting company that I pretty much started just from dreaming, man, believing in myself. I come from humble beginnings. We all go through things in life. And I started my earlier life off pretty much in trouble all the time. Ended up in jail several times. Kind of messed a lot of things up for me. Messed a lot of chances up that I possibly had in the beginning. But I was able to bounce back from them. I changed my mindset. Was able to get back in gear and get my life back together. And I mean, that's what we're on this stage trying to do right now, is help you guys get your lives back together. So
absolutely. And we're not going to give them your whole story. They got to come to the event to hear the rest of the story. But you are an epitome of what BTBY is really standing for, becoming the best version of yourself each and every day. And that's true no matter what your situation has been. My situation, I tell people, if I were to stand in front of a judge, I would be convicted of living an average life. I haven't had any really bad things happen to me in my life up until I lost my good government job. I didn't have any tragedies. I didn't have any accidents like some of our other speakers. And I didn't have the incarceration story that you have from a young age. But thank God that's not the end of the story. Now you're a successful entrepreneur, you're an aspiring speaker, and you are a motivator in your own right, which shows that no matter, as long as you still have breath in your body, you can become a better version of you. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes, I would. I would. I would.
All right. Well, you know what? We love that you are going to be here to share your story because there's a different perspective. And what we don't call our conference a conference, we call it an experience because we want people to experience other people's stories from other walks of life, other situations, with the common theme that we all come together to work on becoming the best version of ourselves, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all those things. If you're trying to get better in your finances, if you're trying to get better in your relationships, if you are trying to get better in your business, we've got you covered over these 3 days. When you think about the words becoming the best you, Chuck, what comes to mind?
First thing comes to mind is uh, how am I how am I dealing with my future? What am I doing in my life that is setting me up for a better future, a better life? Am I settling? Am I just accepting the things that life has given me? Could I do better? Is there things that I can do to change that help me, that would possibly help me become a better person? So there's a lot of things that come to mind when you speak of when I hear the words becoming the best version of myself. The biggest thing that comes to mind is, of course, the mind is right in there. You said it yourself, the mind. And what can I do with this mind of mine that would help me become a better version? So
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think he just gave you a tease there of what he's going to be talking about when he blesses the stage in February in St. Louis for the Becoming the Best You conference. Now, thank you, Chuck, for joining us today. Don't go away because when we come back on the other side of this break, we're going to bring back Aaron and Chuck, and they're going to give you a sneak peek of the things that they're going to be bringing to the table for the conference. So you want to make sure that you come to the conference with your pen and your pad and your favorite libation and get ready to take notes because this, if you allow it, is going to be a life changing experience. So we definitely want you to have your face in the place February 17th through the 19th. Go ahead and click that ticker below and get the website comechangeyourlife.com. But let's give you another reason why you should come to the Becoming the Best You experience on February in St. Louis. We'll be right back with the Unstoppable Stories Show.
It's your time, and the Becoming the Best You conference in St. Louis is where you want to be. This 3-day event featuring over 35 impactful speakers with 16 breakout sessions to choose from will help you achieve the best of your life for the rest of your life. Come and dance the night away on Saturday night at the Black Tie Affair and enjoy the live entertainment as we close out Tickling Your Funny Bone with comedian Jeremy Nunez. Get your tickets today and we'll see you there.
Absolutely. We will see you there. Welcome back to the Unstoppable Story Show. We are coming to the end of our show today, the BTBY Takeover on the Unstoppable Story Show with our special guest. We've got Aaron Page here, and we got Coffee Cup Chuck, who's going to be joining us in just a second to give us a sneak peek of what they're going to be putting down and the nuggets that you can pick up if you join us for the BTBY experience. So, Aaron, give us just one thing if you can. Don't let the whole cat out the bag. Don't give us your whole heart right here. Just give us a sneak peek of what they can expect to hear from you if they show up February in St. Louis.
Okay. Well,
what up, man?
hey, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. I cannot wait to share space with you in February.
It's
Check.
coming, girl. It is coming.
Come and get excited, everyone.
Yes.
Well, Terrence, we talked a little bit in our segment about acronyms. And I'm just going to say, this is my little teaser. I want everyone to think about the word become. And
Mm.
so I'm just gonna leave it at
Just,
that.
just,
So you can
just
even
let it marinate right there.
leave it right there. And I also want to point out something too. You said that the BTBY conferences and anything that we do is an experience. And you know what I did? I broke down the ticket price, the virtual ticket price,
Mm-hmm.
and it's less than $1.30 to hear these speakers.
Yes.
So think about it that way. Are you ready to experience? How important is it for you to change your life at $1.30 per speaker? So just
Yes.
digest that for a second.
Absolutely. And add on to it, these speakers generally don't share their messages for less than $500 virtually and $1,000 and up in person. And you are getting this for the price, watch me now, the price of a cup of coffee. Unless you go to Starbucks. Well, that's a whole different thing. So I love it. I love it. And Chuck, tease us. What are you going to be talking about when you grace the stage?
So my biggest thing is imprisonment, man. You know, we are all imprisoned in something. You know, some of us are imprisoned in our careers, and our careers hold us back from becoming a better person that we could possibly be. Some of it might be our relationships. You know, uh, me in my case, it was actually prison. It was jail. So how do you break free of these prisons, the societies, the communities that hold us back, the things that hold you back?
I
You'll
love
find
it.
out. You'll find out when you get to this conference, and I'm a also cover what Aaron said, you know, about the cost. I mean, come on, man. You know, you spend anywhere from $7 to $14 on that Netflix subscription. I mean, you got all of these subscriptions, you got all of these things that you would rather spend your money on that don't add value to your life. You know, start looking at it from a perspective of what are you worth? You know what I'm saying? Are you worth even $1,200? Are you worth it? Because if you are, I'm serious, man. You don't want to miss this conference. So get it in live and in person where you can meet us in person, where you can shake our hands and hear little, even extra stories that you won't hear on the stage. You know, come see us in person. But if you can't come see us in person, I mean, virtually is, you know, but don't miss out. Don't miss out on these opportunities because, you know, these opportunities are there to help you. So
I love it. And as we close out the show, I think that is a great way to really bring it home. You know, there is a cost to becoming the best you. There's a cost, and they literally say blood, sweat, and tears for you to become the best version of you. But here's the other side of the coin, there is a cost in not becoming the best version of you. There's a cost in your elevation. There's a cost in the legacy that you leave behind, and we're going to have someone talking about your legacy and liberating your legacy at the conference. There's a cost of just continuing to wear the mask of the representative that you show to the world. There's a cost of not going inside and recognizing that becoming the best you is an inside game. Now, I just gave you some more teasers about some of the things that we're going to be talking about on our 3-day experience called the Becoming the Best You Conference. So you definitely want to have your face in the place. We want to thank Charles Prinzen, Coach Chuck, for watching us all the way from Hawaii. He's going to have his face in the place. And no matter where you are in the world, on February 17th through the 19th, consider the cost of not being in St. Louis and really making the rest of this year the best of this year for you. Go on over to comechangeyourlife.com and we'll see you in the Lou February 17th through the 19th. I'm Terrence, the Unstoppable Coach Leffridge, and I thank my guest, Coffee Cup Chuck Doyle, and the beautiful heart-centered Aaron Page for being guests today. Thank you guys. We will see you in the loo. And for you guys watching, wherever you are in the world today, you know what I say. Don't just make it a great day. Become the best version of you, and you'll make it an unstoppable day.
Unstoppable
Till
day.
next time, we'll see you on the Unstoppable Story Show.